Bob, one of the things I think a lot of people like to know about when they're streamer fishing is how critical structure is on a river, and that we're looking for ambush points, logs, any place that the big alpha predators can hide behind, because I mean they're in the prime lies and they're there looking to pick off things in the current, as you know, not just nymphs but bait fish, little rainbows, whatever.
Sure.
I mean, can you talk a little bit about this, because we're looking at one right here I've just been fishing at.
This is a great spot because you've got a nice long bend, and it shallows out, and then it deepens out into this grassy bank there, which is obviously undercut. The water slows up a little bit, but as we're talking, we're seeing a lot of olive flies out there, so we got some blue-wing olives hatching out. Don't see any rises yet, but that's a great ambush point. Also, it's a resting point. Down below there is a good riffle coming up. The browns on the spawning run, rainbows as well, will come up and hold in that. And when they're holding and rested, they'll feed. Once they're moving through in this fast water, they may not feed as well. They're moving. But right there, that's an ambush point. They'll hold, they'll rest, and they'll feed.
Right.
So we want to swing our flies like it's going right in there, and then as we pump it and strip it, it looks like it's getting away. And you know, trout are predators. They're also prey, and that's interesting, but they're predators and prey. But when they see something smaller than they are getting away, they're going to use their instinct to chase it and grab it. And
yeah.
Maybe they're not even hungry. They'll just grab it.
Yeah, and that's what we get a key in.
Yeah.
And that's what the presentation we were talking about is so key to this, right?
Yeah, it's exactly right. Just work down. You know, the other thing, I have a theory when we're fishing for big browns like this and rainbows with streamers, you want to move through a pool rather quickly. Let them see your fly, but not too much. Move through, give it a rest, and walk back up and go through again. But don't keep pounding the same fly, because once they turn off on it, you're done. They won't take it.
That's
so
a
it's
good point.
best to let them see it, a couple of casts, good cast, then move through. Maybe let your buddy. You know, it's not always the first guy through gets the fish. Maybe it's the third guy. But just give it that little rest and go through again.
Structure is critical to trout because it provides them with several elements that are key to their survival. The first is protection from predators. Montana, like many locations throughout North America, has an abundance of raptors such as eagles and osprey, which will quickly snatch an unwary trout for their supper. Structures such as fallen trees, log jams, beaver lodges, undercut banks, and other features will provide trout with overhead cover. The second key element that structure provides is access to natural feeding lanes. Log jams have great induced current flows, which create excellent feeding lanes for trout. This means fish will expend minimal energy to access food flowing in the current. The third element that structure provides, particularly for large trout, is ambush cover. Large trout, which are focused on big meals, are always looking for cover to hide behind, from which they can pounce on careless baitfish and juvenile trout. Large trout require a great deal of protein in order to sustain their health. Eating smaller fish is their best option. Structure provides them with ideal ambush points for staging their attacks.
I got a real little one here, Colin. Real little brownie. Oh, they're here. We'll let this guy go. And real small fish, but you know, that's trout fishing. We catch the big ones and we catch the little ones too. It's a nice little brown wild fish. You don't get any better than that. Well, I got a small one. Maybe we can go back get his granddad.
There is a wide variety of streamers available to anglers. Color, action, and most importantly, silhouette are the key factors to consider when making a selection. The main prey of large trout in any system is usually baitfish of various types, which is what we want our streamers to imitate. The pattern we're using today is one of my all-round favorites on any body of water, woolly buggers. Woolly buggers are a great pattern to use under these conditions because they represent so many food sources for trout, such as sculpins. If you slow down your presentation, this pattern will even look like a leech. I always try to have an assortment of woolly buggers in black, olive, and purple in my fly box because of their effectiveness and versatility.
Fish on.
All right. Now, that's a classic example, Bob.
Yep. We gave up on the place.
I let the fly swing down to the end, and I started to reel in, and this guy hit.
All right. That's right. And you notice that was at the tail end of the pool where he took, too. That fish came up off that riffle, was resting. He's in the tail end of that pool, and your fly swung right into him. Perfect.
You know what I love about streamer fishing, whether they're small or big, and I don't think this is a real big fish, but they always hammer streamers.
Oh, they take it.
Yeah,
You know when you get a strike. We live for the strike.
Oh, he just got off.
That's good.
All right.
Long line release. We saw him anyway.
Righty.
Nice fish.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
As in all successful fishing, presentation is crucial to your success. You can have the right pattern, fly line, rod, and reel, but it's all useless unless you present the fly in a natural manner. Your presentation will trigger big trout into striking if you just understand some of the options you have available to you.
What I'm doing here, Colin, is I'm fishing really a fall tactic, streamer fishing, and I'm fishing my fly pretty quick. We're using about a size 8 woolly bugger, little bead head bugger, and I'm fishing that undercut bank as the river swings around here, and I'm giving it a lot of tip action. We're jigging it, and I believe they like to take it on the fall. It looks alive when you pull it and strip it from them, and then when you stop stripping, it drops. As soon as it drops, it looks like it's hesitated or wounded or something, and they pick it up. So I'm going to continue working around. This is that intermediate Cortland line, which I like so much because it casts well and it sinks. So anytime you're stripping a woolly bugger or streamer or anything like that in a lake or streamer or a river, I like this line here. It really does a nice job. It's my favorite casting line. Casts real well too, besides.
What I'm doing here is, oh, there's one. Just gave it a bang. I just had a bang on the fly. They're short little takes. It might be a smaller fish, I'm not sure. I had a big one up above. But what I'm doing is I'm casting it right tight to the bank, letting it swing slightly. So I'm casting it about 100 degrees. Little slight pumps with a little retrieve, because the current's doing most of the action, but this is just a part, a little bit extra on it. And it's important to fish it all the way through, right up to here, and then bring it in, because I've had a lot of hits just on the inside seam. And as you can see, it's important not to wade in too far, because a lot of times you're going to wade right in on top of fish and you don't even know it. See if we can get this guy to strike again. We've got a little black woolly bugger on right now. Hang on, how do I get this fish?
There he
Oh!
is. Had him. You had that little one?
Yeah. There's a little guy, you can tell. All right. Well, Bob, that guy took, I swung it past this structure over here, and he took, it's just a little trout. He hammered it pretty
That
hard.
looks like another brown too. We haven't got one rainbow yet today.
Yeah,
Nice
it is.
fat
It looks
brown.
like it's another, yeah, it is brown.
Yeah,
It's a little brown.
nice brown.
You just take them off. These are barbless hooks, so it just pop off real fast.
Yeah,
There he goes.
nice.
Outstanding.
We're
Where's one
getting
of your
closer
now-
to the reservoir. We got about 3 pools and we'll be there.
All
So
right.
they're starting to get hopefully some bigger fish in here. Good fish. Good fish on. Feels good. He isn't that big. He for today, he's the best thing I've had today. Feels pretty good. Nice and easy with him. He's hugging the bottom, whatever it is. This is right at the estuary. We're right here at Hebgen Lake. It feels pretty heavy. It's a good fish. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, big boy. Real big boy. That's a big fish. Come on, baby. Don't lose this guy. Come on, easy. Easy. This is nice fish. This guy's over 20. Big male. We got him. There's a fish for you. Wow, big male brown. And look at the hook came out. That fish is about 22 inches. Big hook jaw male brown right at the estuary of Hebgen Lake. They don't get any better than this.
No, well done. Look at the size of that
Look
guy.
at that on a little size 8 woolly bugger.
Yeah.
That's a nice big fish.
Well,
I'd say it's about 21, 22 inches. Big male brown. They don't get any better. That's a Montana brown there. Look at the size of that baby there. Wow. Let's get a shot of him. Geez, look at that fish. Look at the spots. Big hook jaw male.
okay.
Yeah, let him go right away, and that's just let him go back
him
to
to live.
live another day.
Tickles
He'll go an honest 21.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bob.
Hey,
I can't even get my glove on. It's so tight.
Nice fish.
Well done, Bob.
Good fish, right? We're right here at the estuary.
Everybody, if you want to catch big fish like that, use streamers. Nymphs work, yes. Dry flies work, but for real exciting takes, and as you just had there, or just pow strike, there's nothing like streamer fishing. We had a great day here, Bob. We're waiting on the Madison. I recommend you come see Bob if you want to try fishing like this or drift fishing. My hands are shaking. I love big fish. That was great. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.